Hello everyone, and welcome to yet a new update about my game. I want to talk about the changes I made since the last update I gave you. In the last video, I told you I wanted to make an animation to the dice when you roll the dice. Before it would just show the outcome. Now I made a little animation. It's not perfect, but I did this with RPG Maker, and I used the eventing using static pictures. So it won't look amazing, but at least there is some movement there. Um, Another thing I had to change, I still had to make, was the showing a scoreboard at the end of your turn. Otherwise, you would never know how many questions you had right and how many questions you had wrong. Um, and then there's a third thing I said I would do, and that's making a win condition. But I still have to do that. That wasn't made just yet. I still don't know what the win conditions are gonna be. Maybe the first player that has 5 questions right in each category wins the game. This is still the same. Roll dice. As you can see, I have a little animation. The dice do not actually roll. They just jump from place to place and change value along the way. Um, the questions are still AI generated. Who was the famous general and emperor of France who conquered most of Europe? That was Napoleon Bonaparte. I'm so glad I had my first history question to be a simple one, because this is my worst category. The Ottoman Empire was centered in what present day country? That was Turkey. And I'm pretty sure about that because I knew it before I saw the answers. Before I looked down, the answers were there, but I was still reading the question. As soon as I saw Ottoman, I knew it was um, Turkey. Oh, I skipped over the scoreboard. I wanted to see you twice. Which artist is known for his signature deep voice? And the song What a Wonderful World, one of my favorites. That's Louis Armstrong. This is one of the sweetest, cutest songs in the world. Here's the scoreboard. I wanted to place it in the center, but I've placed it at the bottom by accident. You can see each category and how many questions in that category were answered right or wrong. And this is set up in such a way that when you have 10 or even 100 questions in the same category, right or wrong, this will still all be lined up. I don't know much JavaScript, but when I need something done that can't be done by default, then I teach myself that uh, specific part of JavaScript with a little help of Google and sometimes um, AI or other developers who help me figure it out. I don't use AI to generate code for me, but to teach me how to do it myself. Otherwise, what's the use, right? I want I want to know how to do everything in my games myself. Otherwise, I cannot fix any problems. What is the stage name of Stephanie Carman? Stephanie Disword. To be honest, I don't know. Um, I don't know if Madonna is even a stage name. Yeah, probably is, by the way. Katy Perry, maybe. Pink, I have no idea what her real name is. Um, I am leaning towards Lady Gaga. I don't know why, but I have a strong feeling this is the right answer. And it was. I really don't know why, but in my mind I was pretty sure it was Lady Gaga, even though I really had no reason to think so. Which famous document begins with when in the course of human events dot dot dot? Although I don't think the dot 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 was really in the famous document. When in the course of human events, I don't know. I'm not an American. Still, I've heard of those documents: the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, Declaration of Independence. Um, Only not this one. I have no idea what this is. But which one would start with those words? I have no idea. When in the course of human events. I have no idea. Hmm. Movies. Who played the role of James Bond in Goldfinger? Goldfinger, let me see, that was around 2000, maybe a bit after, maybe a bit before. Um, so that would have been either Roger Moore or Pierce Brosnan. He came earlier, he came after. I think Roger Moore. Or was it Pierce Brosnan? Sean Connery? Is Goldfinger that old? What European conflict lasted from 1914 to 1918? That was the First World War. So far, I've got all the music questions right. I've got three of the four history questions right, even though that isn't my best category. Movies, I should have most of them right, but the only question I got was wrong. Um, and I didn't have a book or a spooky question so far. Um, Let me see, that means I can't have a 100% on movies anymore. I think I showed every detail that was new to the game. Those were the dices and the scoreboard. I also tweaked the way the parallax in the background works, but that isn't very interesting, and I will probably change it again anyway. I like it this way, but I'm really worried that many players will think it's too busy, too annoying, and too flashy. So I will probably remove that background before I even upload the game as publicly available. Let me see, what major global event started in 1929 and lasted for about a decade? That wasn't the World War II, because that was 1994 till 1990. Yeah, 1990. Sorry, 1940 till 1945. Right. I knew the right years. I just had a problem saying them out loud. As you might have guessed, English isn't my main language. It's Dutch. Uh, I have no idea. I do know this, by the way. That was the Great Depression. Why do I give up so quickly? Well, this was everything that's new about the game. I hope you will like it. If you have questions or suggestions, I'm open for feedback. So just leave a comment below the video, and I will 100% reply. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all again in the next update. Have a great day.